the St. George Illawarra Dragons, goodness me, they have had an off-season, haven't they? And we're still at a couple of weeks to go. So let's find out what can sort of happen here. And again, producer Jez, this is looking crisp. So well done, mate. Well done.
Don't suck up to him now after you sold him before.
I've got a question on these slides. Why is the right side picture in black and white?
Because
they're leaving. We went over this last week. It's in memoriam.
Okay.
Mick, are you telling us, Mick, when you're not on the video, you're not listening to either the video or the podcast at some point? The next couple.
Are you saying you actually do work at work and you're not on YouTube?
Once the season starts, I watch and listen to everything. But in the off season, I get a bit lazy.
No, that's fair enough.
You're forgetting, Joel. Not all of us are over the year that was 2023 for the Parramatta Eels.
Yeah, I'm still off rugby league in general. That's right.
I'm not over it. I'm just over the Eels. So I'm happy to talk about anyone else. I just don't want to talk about Parrot at the moment. So
Joel will be missing from next week's podcast, guys.
Yeah, go through the gains and the losses, please. There is an additional gain as of today as well.
Is there?
Who's that?
Raymond Fatala-Mariner has signed from the Bulldogs.
Oh, I did see
there
that.
You go.
On your post, I think.
Thanks, mate. I'm glad you follow the page.
Yeah. Now that you mentioned it.
Check us out on Instagram.
Gains for the Dragons. We've got Corey Allen from the Roosters, Tom Eisenhuth from the Storm, Kyle Flanagan joining Daddy over from the Bulldogs, Hammy Cieli, did I say that right? From the Rabbitohs, and Cyrus Stanley Trill. However you want. Don't know where he's from. No information there, but it's a gain for the St. George Illawarra Dragons. The losses, let me just move my light so I can read that name. We've got Billy Burns, of course we do. We love Billy Burns on the podcast. Jaden Hunt has gone off to the Broncos. Funny way to spell Jaden, I thought, writing that out. Josh Kerr off to the Dolphins. Alex Lobb gone to the Tigers. Moses Mbai, see you later, off to St. Helens. Zane Musgrove off to Warrington. Jaden Sullivan to the Tigers. And Aaron Woods, seen here in black and white, Michael, because he is leaving. He's gone to the Seagulls.
He's already gone. He went last year. You could have had a picture of him in a Manly jersey if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
No, but it wouldn't have made sense on a St. George page. The re-signs, we've got Jack DeBellin for another year. Fiona Finau, 25. Blake Laurie, 26. Jacob Liddell, 26. Michael Mollo, 24. And Ravalawa to 26. So a couple of, actually quite a few off contract at the end of this year as well for the St. George Illawarra Dragons.
You've missed one of the losses.
Yeah.
Did I?
Ben Hunt to anywhere that will take him before the season starts.
I was going to say
he gets out of those handcuffs, he's gone.
Junior Monet won't be there either at the moment. He's been stood down. I think he's been contract cut. So obviously he was in a bit of a naughty boy. But I tell you what, I kind of feel for the Dragons in a way. Like I feel for their fans because they're starting to become a bit of a joke, really. Oh, hang on, we got a live rumor coming through. Thanks to Josh, Makahisi Makatoa is off to the Dogs. Nothing I've had confirmed though. Okay, well when you have it confirmed, please let us know. But I've already put it out there, so this is recorded. We are getting told Makatoa off to the Dogs, which
you can have it confirmed by next week's Parramatta one. That'd be great, Josh.
And then Jez, actually, no, we can't do that because Jez has already made the content, so he can't.
He could be the black and white player.
What do we feel about Adam? Let us know about what your thoughts with the Dragons, because I don't know. If you don't laugh, you cry. Ain't you as a Dragons fan?
Yeah, just on that Cyrus Stanley trail, there's no information on. I found some information on him. He's only 17 and he's training with last year's training with the first grade squad. So he's signed a 5-year deal. He's one of their up and coming promising juniors. So I dare say if there's two of him coming through, he's got a twin brother. They'll probably ship one of them off like good Dragon style to keep someone that shouldn't be there anymore. But good promising player, 5-year deal. Big boy too when you look at him. So look. Corey Allen, I wouldn't really say that's much of a gain. Bit of a journeyman now, can fill in the holes. Was rumoured to come to Parramatta. Glad we didn't get him. Tom Eisenhuth, as I've touched on previously, anyone that's left the Storm isn't worth it because Craig Bellamy doesn't let go of players he think are still up to the standard. Kyle Flanagan, I think we're going to see the best footy out of Kyle Flanagan, obviously being under his dad. I think he's pretty harshly treated at both the Roosters and the Bulldogs. His best football was definitely Cronulla when his dad was involved. MSL, couldn't tell you who he is. So for the games, look, they've probably got one reasonably good one. Be interesting what they do with Flanagan, because obviously Ben Hunt wants to keep that 7 jersey. He doesn't want to play hooker, which has obviously been an ongoing thing. So if Flanagan slots into hooker, it'll be very interesting. But yeah, I'm not quite sure where they go in that regard.
He can't be a hooker now. They've got literally nothing in the half. Apart from Ben Hunt, they have no one. So he'll be the 5'8" lining up next to Ben Hunt. It has to happen that way. So, and just on Hame Sele,
Flanagan
was
played a lot of
originally
hooker
a
at Bulldog.
Dragon. Yeah, but they got nothing. Like now that they've lost Jaden Sullivan and Amone as well, which wasn't planned for. And now they've got the Volkman situation. They're not having Volkman. They've got no halves. Flanagan has to be in the halves. They've got
the round one predicted team is Flanagan at 5'8" with Hunt at half, and Jacob Little at hooker.
And where does Zach Lomax
come
fit in?
from? The Bunnies. He should be. If I was Flanagan, obviously I'm not. I would be putting Zach Lomax at fullback. I don't think it's worked. What they've done there for the last couple of years. Tyrell Sloan, he's still young, I know that, but he just hasn't been able to put his stamp on the NRL, in my opinion. And Zach Lomax, he's screaming to get more ball, and they need to give him more ball in all parts of the field. So apart from Ben Hunt, for mine, Lomax is their spark in attack. They just need to get him ball. They just need to make sure he's fit, put him at the number 1 jersey, and just let him roam.
Yep.
Anyone? Something?
There's not much to talk about with them, really, is there?
Yeah, there's not. Can we quickly just give the rating for their retention and the recruitment? Which I'll go first, and I'll just say it's a 2. I feel so sorry for the Dragons at the moment, but there's not much going on. Like Hame Sele is a decent forward. He's come from the Rabbits. He used to be at the Dragons, but there's just not much happening. And Paul Corey Allen's already done his ACL, so he won't be seen this year either. That's another back foot. So
you're copping it in the comments here, Adam. This is great. Yeah. Welcome back to the live shows. Joel, I'm going to go 3.
It's always the same as well.
I couldn't bring myself to give someone a 2. So I've given him a 3 out of the kindness of my heart. But same sort of thing. I kind of hope Flanagan has a really good year under his dad at the Dragons and gets to play in the positions that he needs to. But I don't know. It's the Dragons. Sorry.
I wanted to give him a 3 because I want to give him some bonus points for what they let go of.
Are you going to, though?
No, I'm not. Because I'm going to go through the losses quickly. And the fact they let go of blokes like Mbike, who really was never that great. Obviously, Aaron Woods got shipped over last year. Manly got an absolute rotten deal of that. Obviously, St. George picked up 2 young blokes. Blokes like Josh Kerr at the back end, Musgrave at the back end of their careers as well. But the reason I'm not giving 3 is because letting go of Jaden Sullivan. Jaden Sullivan, it's believed he was forced out the club by Ben Hunt. Ben Hunt wasn't a fan of him, didn't want him around because he saw him as a threat to his 7 jersey, and the rumours were he'd be moved to hooker with Sullivan coming through. So rumour has it from a few St. George fans, he was forced out of the club for that reason. So they're getting a 2 for that reason because he's one of their best Cupping players that's come through for a while. And as you said, they've shipped off a half to keep a half that doesn't want to be there. And now they're stuck with not many options there.
Mick, have you got a rating before we go a bit more into the Ben Hunt thing? I think that we can touch on that again.
2.5.
Oh,
halfway between Adam and halfway between Jeremy.
Just on Ben Hunt, do we
likes
honestly see? There's a few people in the Instagram comments asking me to say go Para, but I can't bring myself to do that yet, guys. I'm still hurting as a Para fan.
That's next week.
Para preview is next week, so all those Para fans, make sure you tune into next week's show. But I can't bring myself to do that yet. I will be at the trial though, the Gold Coast trial.
Gains and losses, is the coach included?
Oh, you can.
Michael is not a fan of Flanagan. Here we go. Wait for it.
Come on, go.
I'm not a fan of Flanagan at all. I don't get the hype. He built his premiership on salary cap and peptides.
Beep, beep,
But he also
He hasn't won yet.
anyone could have coached that Cronulla team to the comp, and I agree, Ed. I said this last year several times when Flanagan was shopped around as a possible replacement for Brad Arthur, and every time there was rumoured for coaching. He's not a very good proven coach. Like, he got kicked out of the game. Obviously, allegations of cheating, which were confirmed, so they weren't really allegations. And the fact that Cronulla kept that premiership was quite amazing to me as well. And then he obviously has gone off and been assistant, but his assistant record isn't exactly that wonderful anyway. Now he comes to a club that's going to struggle. I think it was a dumb move for him if he wants to go out and prove himself, because skipping
He had
ahead.
no other options.
I know he had no other options. He did.
No one else
He could have gone to the Super League, build up some credibility, and then come back. And that was his option. And that's the only time it's a good Super League move. Sorry, is it for a coach? He could have gone across there. Yeah, taking his son with him, because his son would have absolutely killed it over there, and then come back. And obviously, there's been lots of other coaches that have done that. Like Justin Holbrook obviously made his name across there in the Super League. There's been heaps of others. If I go back through time, there's coaches that have gone there and come back. Like even I think Brian Smith did it after Parramatta went across there, then come back. So plenty of coaches have done it.
He's supposedly pretty tough and very defensive, which
he'll need to be with this lineup.
Yeah, I don't know. Like even young Flanagan, one of my good mates is I talk a lot of footy with. Said he watched Flanagan a lot, being a Sharks supporter when Flanagan was in the undergrades, and there was massive talk about him when he was coming up, and he's just never really reached it. I don't think it was fair what happened to him at the Roosters, but I don't know. I just think both of them together again. I don't know if it's really that exciting.
I've got a special announcement to make. Shane Flanagan will be on the podcast next week, so I'll get him on and spit some facts with him and talk all things about his coaching career so far.
Peptidesonline.com will be sponsoring us next week, by the way.
I mean, it's a valid concern. I'm a bit more positive with Shane Flanagan. I think it's a definite upgrade from what they've had there for some time now for the Dragons. The guy who does know his rugby league. Like I've heard him on commentary that he does know the game. So that's something to give him credit for. Some of the Dragons coaches in recent times, I'd question if they even know the modern game. So that's a positive for him. There is no doubt this is a massive rebuild. It's literally blow the place up and come back in and restart. That's what they need to do here. And if anything, that is something he will do. I don't think he really cares about protecting his players' feelings. That he'll just, if he doesn't want someone there, he'll let him know. They'll be marched out the door. So
do you think Flanagan has the ability to pull in some bigger names? Like, does he have that sort of people want to go and play for Shane Flanagan? No?
Too much history there after what happened at Cronulla, I think.
Yeah, but a lot of players really respect him. Like I've heard a lot of podcasts over the last year or two with even players from Manly and stuff who just can't speak highly enough of him. So I don't know if that's them putting on a show for media.
Let's be honest here as well. Some of the players, and we won't name deliberate names, but let's say a junior that was at another club that wasn't very good that went across to Cronulla and had a very long and successful, played over 300-game career. He was on those peptides well before Flanagan got there. Obviously, Flanagan knew it was going on. But he was
every week you try and get a shutdown. Can we have one week where we can just
relax? It out. We didn't say his name.
We never said his name. His name was never said. I've got a simple solution here for St. George, how they can turn their season around. All right, I'll run you through a quick little scenario. It's obviously captain's run before round one game. They haven't had a very good off-season. Shane Flanagan walks into the dressing shed. He says to the boys, I've solved all our problems. I've baked you some banana bread. Done.
You listened to my recommendation. Amazing.
Just a quick question has come through on the Instagram account about the Raymond Fatala-Mariner signing and our thoughts on it. Look, he has been out for a couple of years. I think it sums up the Dragons and where they're at as a club at the moment. They can't get any of these big names at the club, so they need to try and find these sort of on-the-fridge players, and let's see what happens there, because at the moment, I don't know if it's a great signing. I would have preferred him go for a younger guy, but again, that's where the Dragons are at. Look, that's all I want to talk about with the Dragons because
No, I don't think it is. We've missed the Ben Hunt saga is still there.
Yeah, okay.
That is just going to be St. George's season. Well, we spoke about it heaps last year. The hangover is still there from that massive kerfuffle. It's not going anywhere come 24. This is only going to impact them more and more. To his credit, he turns up every week and he plays some really, really good footy. However, it's during the time where he's not playing rugby league on the weekend that all the stories, all the drama comes out. How the hell do you prepare for a game when everything's about Ben Hunt not wanting to be there?
Can you see him lasting the year?
No, we can tie it in here. The Dolphins don't have a halfback. George, after 5 rounds, haven't won a game. Ben Hunt, Dolphins, round 6.
Oh,
We know he's not going to go anywhere but Queensland.
He wants to go home. Yeah, he wants to go home.
So if the issues continue, you have to think the Dolphins have some space in the cap. And look,
well, if not, they get rid of Milford.
Well, the Dragons are going to need a halfback. And the Dolphins... Well, Milford's going to Super League. We know that. But there's a couple of other options there for him as well, because if you look at the Dolphins' predicted starting team, we're going backwards here, but it hasn't got Katoa in their starting team. It's got Nicarima as 5'8", and O'Sullivan as halfback. So the Dragons could, let go of someone like Ben Hunt to take a young up-and-coming promising player like Katoa. I know who gets the better deal there.
I like it.
Yeah, not bad at all. Predicted finish for the Dragons. Let's get into that one. I've got them obviously the last bracket, 12 to 17. I'll go as far as
13 to 17.
Bracket's actually 13 to 17. You're having a shocker tonight. 4 to 8 and 13 to 17.
This live stuff.
Have you been watching the show the last couple of weeks? Like we've done it the last 2 weeks.
Yeah,
I've got them 13 to 17 as well.
Yeah.
No surprise. 13 to 17.
Ditto, same for me.